Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Quad B live from MSI's Beat It 2010. We are in Beijing with Nuke and fnatic and EG. I'm joined by Irakenji. My name is Tosspot, and we have a big second map now. fnatic, a map down, and on T-side on Nuke.
Yep, stacked against them for sure coming into this, but I think they're pretty good on Nuke. But like I said, I think this is easily one of EG's best maps, so I'm not sure who's picking the maps to favorite. Like good pick from Gux here.
That was a fantastic shot. The blood still falling out of Nothing's dead body strewn across that barrier, but good for Nothing. Claims himself 2 before claiming his hat-trick frag and just adding to his stock that is rising throughout this tournament as is no good. Gets out of there.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. Gux came out, shot his teammate, and never even thought about checking the top rafters there.
Get Right is there. Now, I thought fnatic lost this map to Tyloo last night.
They actually lost it to him, yeah, yesterday. Correct. They got beat pretty handedly on it, so I'm not sure who's picking the maps as far as this is going, but definitely favors EG, I think.
Here we go. Get Right is no good. Make their way out, but Get Right claims himself the life of Fraud, but Storm will take that down and finish it off. Now, from a fnatic perspective, they're really going to have, EG winning that pistol round, they're going to put a tally up, you would expect.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be a massive test of will confidence seep away.
I think you're looking for 5, 6 rounds if you're fnatic at this point. Anything above that is obviously great, but that's what you want to feel confident coming into your second half. Pistol round's very big on this map, but it's also extremely tough to tease, so it's a little bit expected, I think, to probably a 75-25 CT win ratio on most pistol rounds for Nuke.
fnatic put up a dominant total of 12-13. Can you see EG having the character? Sorry, if EG put up a dominant total of 12 or 13, can you see fnatic having the character to turn that around, already being a map down?
I mean, it's tough. It's extremely tough. EG has some really good strats, so I don't see it happening, but that's a long ways away.
DSN has taken that bomb and run with it down the vent shaft into that bottom site. Money in the bank. His life's gone. But let's Get Right can do something magical here with this FAMAS, which you wouldn't put past him. He darts down, bomb defuse, and Get Right down. Round number 2 goes the way of EG.
I really feel like he should have saved his gun there, because I would imagine fnatic's going to be buying this round. Having that gun would allow him to get full nades. Obviously, they don't have technically a rush spawn here, which is a bit unlucky for them. But really no chance there in a 1v3 bomb planted, and the other CTs know exactly where you're coming from. Not much of a chance from there.
On board with Forest, assuming some way around the side. It's, oh, that wasn't him. Lopez lands himself the frag onto Gux, and they just have Forest now around the outside, and it's a massive round for EG with fnatic having bought. Nades coming on in as Calm will lead towards that top site. There's
we have a few players in the essentially. Yeah, we got a flank here on ramp by DSN. Catching the off guard there.
And he gets himself 2 frags combined with Khan, and fnatic are in a good position here. I think we're in a 2 versus 2 as Lupus in the other side finds himself the frag onto Khan. DSN's down there as well. Lupus is scaring DSN and is not going to get the better of him though. And it's now all on Nothing to save the round for EG. Almost for fnatic, but close but no cigar.
Huge round for EG to win there. Fnatic's probably going to have to save here, which really turned the tides there. If fnatic wins that round, EG saves. And just to spite me, I'll say Deagle Force Spite here, knowing that if they're able to pick up this round, EG will have to save.
So here we go. fnatic charge in towards the top site. Nades follow them through, and as does Lopez onto Forest, and Khan tries to make his way in towards that site. fnatic have got 2 and make that 3 frags on the board. EG are in trouble here, but Fraud continues his good form with a great frag down onto Khan. It leaves DSN and the bomb to have to get out of there. He's the last man standing, does have an AK, and he's got 47 points of health up against Storm and Fraud, the 2 former Complexity players with both a full complement of health. And they will have to try and suss him out. They don't have a clue where he is. They're about to. The bomb is planted, and DSN loses another shade of health. Looks for the frag. Oh, lands it through the box, but walks into Storm. And there will be a defuse. Another expensive round for EG. Another 4 frag round for fnatic and bomb plant. But it comes at the price of the round tally.
Yeah, and I think if fnatic's going to keep up with what they've been doing, they have to buy here. They have EG in really dire straits financially. So I would expect to see probably a buy here from fnatic. No real way to save and keep good confidence.
Let's see whether they're able to pick it up. As you're right, they do have fnatic up against a wall. fnatic need a clean, EG need a clean round.
Definitely, this is going to be a 3-round swing. I would expect if fnatic's able to take it.
They get away EG with no more than 2 deaths on their side and stop a bomb plant. It doesn't start well. The Storm is down. As the wall spam begins. The ritual dance up against the wall, like mating season for an animal.
Yeah, it's not going to be that type of story. There's nothing worse in his mind than when he dies first. He hates that feeling. So, not a good round for him.
No for nothing.
Good, but still okay for EG here. I think they have some chances. Not too bad in the health department. That's another big kill. So we'll see what Lurpus could do here at ramp. Lying in wait.
Here comes DSN. Lurpus gets one, but he's really in trouble here, and he fires his way out of it. Khan's lost 2 teammates. Lurpus maybe running for his life here, but Good for Nothing will drop down and help out. Lurpus is not running for anything. He's got 3 frags and has turned the table on this round back to EG. They have an opportunity here. Khan is going to make his way in towards that bomb site and put the bomb down. Fraud and Good for Nothing lie in wait to hear those magical words, and there they are. It is Khan on 2.
I doubt we'll see EG with smokes here because of the low money situation. It's possible, but Khan definitely has a chance to win this round. It's a huge round. Really, 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 really big round.
On board with Khan as they begin to make their way through. You can hear it. The bomb shots, the shots coming up towards Khan. He's down to 24 points of health. Lands himself the first frag onto Good for Nothing, but Fraud chases him out, gets the frag, and now we'll go for the defuse.
Let's see if he has a kit here. He does not, and that's going to spell the demise of EG on this round, I do believe. And there we go. There you have it. It's really tough for EG, and another great round, and I can't express how unlucky this is with the money situation. 1 sec. Yeah. For some reason, it's a bit buggy here. Sorry about that. My apologies. But really tough for EG. They won the first 4 hard-fought rounds, and now they're going to be forced to save once, if not twice. Good money management by fnatic, but a little bit of a tough spell for EG here, I think.
Yeah, they are going to lose some rounds here on the assumption that they don't pull anything magical out of the bag. And would you put that down to good calling from Khan, just not relenting, saw the opportunity and kept going?
That's great calling. I was speaking to Lurpus about it yesterday, and it's one of those situations where you don't want to buy, you don't have the money, but you kind of have to. The game forces you to. You don't, because like I said, that 1 round could mean 3 rounds on the board for fnatic, whereas normally it's it's not that big of a deal to lose 1 round on CT side nuke.
Well, EG have not put anything up on the frag count this round. They aren't going to, as it's a clean round for fnatic. Something EG weren't able to muster.
Yeah, good anti-eco there from fnatic, and we actually see EG go ahead and buy here. Definitely low money situation for them. See a few Fomuses in the hands of a few players, but another big round for fnatic, I would say. If they can get this round, they're back up probably even on the scoreboard after the echo, so we'll see what happens.
So opportunity knocking for fnatic. EG need to continue what's been a solid performance from the North Americans in this game. Coming in, though, as a strong team, but the underdogs.
They're trapped here, actually.
DSN picks himself up the frag onto Good for Nothing. And wow, Nothing just walks on the end of Get Right's gun there, and it'll be Lurpus to die as well. Fraud does answer up with a frag of his own, but this really is a tough situation for EG. They may decide to try and get those guns and run, or with another frag from Fraud, they're going to keep going and try the 2 men to recover this site. 2-on-2, make that 2-on-1. DSN suddenly has to come a long, long way to try and get this defuse. Up to the balcony he will go, takes a look down, lands himself the first frag, but Fraud, oh yeah, baby, finds himself 4 frags in that round, and that is a hell of a recovery from EG. Cometh the hour, cometh the man.
Yeah, I think fnatic got a bit cocky there. Started chasing for a few guns. Storm light and waited ramp. Same thing with Fraud outside. They were able to turn that round really quickly. We may see a buy here from fnatic. I would expect a buy. Once again, the money situation. EG doesn't want to win one, lose one, so huge round once again.
For nothing on Famous. As is Storm, I think. EG. Wait, and fnatic have had good fortune firing in. They got themselves, I think, 3 or 4 frags in the opening 7 rounds doing this. But Forest is out for the count. Courtesy of nothing. And if EG can get a clean round, well, that's already gone. But it's all they need, a clean round, and they can start to build some ascendancy. Lurpus finds himself with the frag before Good for Nothing goes down, and we're at a 3-on-3.
A lot of spam damage coming out here from Team EG. Fnatic players are extremely low here.
Okay, right, Gux don't have much between them. Neither does Lurpus as he's dead. And it'll be Gux to push into the top site. Storm is patrolling. Finds himself the frag on to get right, though. Gux has got himself another one. It's all on Storm now. As he makes his way around to the squeaky door. Decides to keep faith with that Famous. Spies the escaping bomb planter. And chases him. It's Khan. And there's 41 points of health. Gux on the other side. Goes for the frag and gets it. It's Spec Khan that got the frag on the Storm. And we're at 5-3 in this second map. Your thoughts?
Solid mid-game from fnatic. I felt like EG kind of had the advantage there as far as the HP department. They were set up, line, and wait. But good play from Gux. Good kill in the inner bomb site, as well as nading Fraud above ladder. So once again, EG kind of falling victim to the money system here.
This is a real hard slog, this game.
This has been pretty intense, actually. Some great rounds, great individual play. Overall fun to watch.
I think this is the first time I've seen EG in a while where individually it's not just been Jordan coming up with stuff.
Yeah, they're all picking up big, especially GFN. He's not really known as a big tracker, but he's definitely absolutely dominant.
Yeah, Good for Nothing on Dust at the early rounds was just ridiculous. And now Fraud stepped it up. Storm's had a very solid game.
Yeah, I'd say Storm is Mr. Reliable on this team. He's going to give you 10 to 12 a half almost each and every map you play, which is really helpful, especially at big tournaments. If one of your other players isn't having so good of a half, he's always there, always getting his, so it's very big.
So here come fnatic, charging in through the top site. Get right, closes the door behind him. Good pass. And EG will continue their fnatic will continue their spam. Storm's down to 44 points of health. Lurpus takes position. Pushes up here and lands a good frag there onto Fraud. He played a dangerous game going all that way round, waiting on depending move that fnatic might have made, and he got himself the frag. Good for Nothing is down though. fnatic have got 2 players coming in towards the radio room. One behind Forest here. Forest down to 63 points of health. Nothing on 11 points of health. EG have lost control of this top site and have lost nothing. But Lurpus' frag and return fire from Fraud, and EG have control of this round. I think DSN is the last man up against 3.
I'm surprised Card didn't go to the lower site there. DSN was already down the vents. And tough situation for him here.
DSN is dead. And EG back on the board, 6-4 the score. And that's the first round that they've got away with just 2 deaths.
Yeah, big round for them. fnatic seems to be the one kind of low in money now. So good play from EG all the way around.
fnatic.
I like, excuse me, I didn't mean to cut you off. I like the strat there by fnatic. They actually decided to open Squeaky and nade Bomb Box, which put nothing on 11 HP, but just couldn't ever really find him at the end to make that first entry count big.
fnatic firing towards the site. Then we'll run Gux all the way up in towards the tin can, makes his way out towards the site now, charges around the corner, had Lurpus in his sights and yet couldn't quite land the frag. It has to have something to do with a bullet in his head, and it'll be Lurpus to change weapons. You can see the damage that Lurpus took though, down to 20 points of health. And fnatic, man down now, have to try and make their move. Here we go, nothing opens up the frag onto Khan. EG 2 frags to the good here. The good for nothing makes it 3 frags to the good. Forest does get himself one back. He's under Famous fire. I think it will be from Frog round the corner. And Storm is down. And, Forest on his 15 points of health has Get Right for company. Fraud is dead. EG have lost 2 men now, and we're at a 2-on-3. Nothing. Whew, lovely frag onto Forest there. Forest has got no health, which is why it only needed that one bullet, and Get Right in the bomb. We've got 23 points of health and a frag onto Lurpus, and we're at a 1 versus 2. Get Right just loves being on his own in these situations, but the clock will run out. And again, though, it's expensive.
Yeah, that's a really tough round, especially if you get the bomb down there to have a chance to buy here. I would imagine you kind of want to force buy here if you're Karn, because Get Right obviously has his gun saved out. But just not enough in the bank to make that happen, I would guess.
So 7-4, and this is an opportunity for EG now. First eco they've faced against fnatic, I think, since the pistol round.
Yeah, this is a good situation for EG. You can kind of build your confidence up here if you're able to have a good anti-eco.
This has really been there's been no easy rounds in this half, which has been the interesting point.
I mean, it's been hard for all the way through for sure.
Good for nothing frags Forest. Get Right claims himself the life of Fraud though, and it's not what EG want. They've got to get that gun out of play, and they've got to not let this be an expensive round for them. This needs to be a money in the bank round for EG. Storm gets himself the frag onto DSN. Get Right in his 32 points of health are around the back. Good for nothing's taking a lot of damage. He can't afford to die here. Can't stress that point enough. Continues to spot Get Right and lands the frag. In fact, it was Khan there, so Get Right's still out there. And it ain't going to get any easier for Good for nothing, but he needs help. Get Right's only got 8 points of health. Around the back of that site. There they go. They do finally finish it off. Storm with the frag. 8-4. EG get away with just 2 deaths. And that'll be just about a good enough round for them.
Yeah, not too bad. They'll probably have money to see them by the last 3 rounds of this half. So they've come back from pretty dire straits early in the half. And it's pretty pretty, I would say. Pretty pretty. Good quote from me. Let's see what happens here.
Pretty pretty. Get Right into the Lil. Prowl. Looks to fire into the radio room where Lurpus loves to get himself in these sneaky little positions. Downs Get Right. DSN has gone as well. We're at a 5 versus 3 here. Can EG close this one out, or will fnatic be able to turn the screw? Right on that precipice of what is a good half for fnatic right now. Gux gets himself the frag onto Good for nothing, and EG have forced fnatic to retire. Retire back to the safety of the shipping crates, and will make their way towards the front. Fraud is about watching for any action around the outside. And in fact, I'm pretty sure he's walked away right as he would have seen some as well. As Khan makes his way in with that bomb, top sight. Fraud will look down, spies one, picks off his head. Oh yes, from Fraud. Made it look easy. Just point and click. Yeah, and it's 9-4.
The timing is definitely on EG's side at this point. I believe Gux was holding above ladder for a few seconds there. before he decided to clear the inner bomb site. Fraud peeked out and took the head off the first, sprayed down the second. Easy round for EG.
So we are at 9-4 the score now. 2 rounds left to go. EG will be sighing a little bit easier right now as into that top side. Oh, nothing falls to his death there. And Lurpis has got himself one, but EG rack up 4 unanswered frags. And as fnatic decided to charge in, they went too far onto the end of the guns, and DSN did offer some resistance, but not enough. It's 10-4. Good work. EG in control now, and that's the first easy round we've had.
Yeah, they spammed nothing as he tried to drop out of rafters, which forced him to crater in the upper bomb site, which obviously led them to go ahead and try to go ahead and enter that upper bomb site. I think all 5 EG members were at least somewhere there. Obviously, Tyler Stormwood was spamming from ramp to get a frag, but great play from EG. Good rotations once again. It's picked for perfect CS.
Fraud picks himself up the frag onto Gux. Khan will push in. Good for nothing gets himself the frag onto DSN. And this looks like it could be an 11-4 half as fnatic find themselves in real danger. Khan, though, not giving up frags. Lurpis. Good for nothing's going to come around from the ramp room, where Storm is already waiting. Nothing in on that top site. Shots going in, and Khan is going to poke his head out and find it chopped off by nothing. And now it's Get Right to make his way into the site, and Storm will finish off the round. And it's 11-4, a very, very good half for EG. They already have map 1 in the bag, and they are 5 rounds away from taking this championship. This is a real test of character for fnatic.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough situation. Fnatic had some chances early there. They had EG in really tough money situation, but EG fought back. So great play all around from the EG camp. So Fnatic's going to be banking on this pistol round to have a chance to win this match, I would say. They really cannot afford to lose this pistol round.
We're straight into this second half. Interesting that fnatic took no time at halftime. Good, ready, go. They wanted to start. They wanted to push this forward.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of frustration, but they also, I'm sure they have their game plan set. They had all night to prepare for this, so no question about what strat they're going to run on this pistol round. No question how they're going to play CT. So we'll just have to see if what EG has in mind is what is better than what fnatic's planning as well. Looks like a ramp push from fnatic.
That's exactly what it is. If I can find the man leading that push, it's going to be Fraud that's going to spy them any second now. And, here come fnatic. Nope. They hold tight.
Yeah, I think that nade kind of told fnatic that EG was expecting something like that, so they didn't want to run into too much of a trap in lobby.
It's a trap. 20 players all find themselves, sorry, 3 players find themselves down 20 points of health, but Get Right gets himself the frag onto Lurpis. Good for Nothing's going to follow around to the ramp. Misses his opening shot. From there was always in trouble. Storm drops Guts, but Forrest has got 2 and has taken control of the ramp room, and fnatic have the pistol and have to, with that, a way back into this game.
Yeah, huge round from Forrest right there. I believe he gooshed, which is headshotting but not killing, 3 Ts entering that ramp room there. So amazing play by him. We actually have a force buy here by EG, which I will explain afterwards why they're going to dig armor in this situation. We'll see what they can do with it.
Nothing opens up the fragging, and that deagle's given away as Khan is down and out for the count. Nothing did have a side on. Gux gets it in the end. Good for Nothing's down, as is Fraud and Nothing. But there's 2 return frags from EG, and now we are at a 1 versus 1. It's Lurpis to land the frag and turn this game right back around. fnatic can't catch a break. EG are in the form of their lives here.
Yeah, crazy big round. And the explanation behind the buy there is that you're typing 1-4, and you don't want to buy on that 3rd round with low money, because you really can't get the bomb down on the T side of this map. So you go ahead and force buy, already expecting to save the round after that, and then obviously if something like that happens, a couple nice headshots and a solid 1v1 from Lurpis, and you're back in the driver's seat.
That puts the scoreboard up at 12 rounds to 4, and EG, they really are looking the complete unit for this team now. Here we go. There's Fraud around the back now as it'll be Lurpus to be picked off, to pick up that frag, sorry, onto Forest. And now nade down towards that site. EG have control of the top site. fnatic are going to reclaim it perhaps from the rafters, or what are they going to do? Looks like they're just going to sit and see how many exit frags they can get at the moment. No moves, but they do have 2 frags. But it's going to be around EG, and we're set up now at 2-1 in this second half. That's 13 rounds to 5. EG can see the finish line. Can they get there?
Well, we'll see here. Another big round coming up. The CTs did buy. We had pharmacists all around from fnatic. So this round, if EG can take it, I think we'll basically seal up the championship.
We'll certainly put them to match point.
Yes, yes.
So Khan will push into that site. Fraud opens up the fragging as Get Right is down. Khan goes down at the hands of Storm, and 2 quick famous frags there from Gux and Forest, and fnatic are right back in this round, and now it's 4. It's all on Lurpus in this round. He's got 80 points of health and an M4 in hand, but a bullet from Forest finishes him off, and fnatic say, don't forget about us.
Now it's EG that has the question of buy or save. Good play by fnatic there. I think Gux got a little bit lucky to line up 2 guys in hut there while he was on low HP. But once again, we see, I believe EG going ahead with the force spy here. Going to try to force fnatic to win 1, lose 1. Make them save, hopefully, for the next round. So another huge round in this match. I know I keep saying it, but honestly, it's so well fought back and forth that every single match, or excuse me, every single round is just so major to decide the outcome.
Well, EG can afford this because they've got such a cushion in rounds. But if they do lose this and they are forced onto a save, they're all right. fnatic, though, can't. And they can't afford Lurpus being in the best form I think I've ever seen him in. He is a beast going in with 3 big frags. He's the only one alive. Everyone else has given up. And Lurpus is left to have to ace to win it. It's Forest above him, DSN on the site, and Lurpus with his bomb. Is it? He goes into the site, and I was about to say, is it the right choice to go back into that site? He decided it was, and loses the round. But Lurpus has been a monster today, and I keep saying that about all the EG players, but I've cast EG a lot, and I just always get so disappointed that it's only one player ever shining for them. But today, they're all on song.
Yeah, they're on their best form. I've seen them in a while here today. A bit unlucky after they got those first few entries, but not a bad start to the half for EG. 4-2 scoreline to start really isn't that devastating after their really good first half.
And the frags are raining in from fnatic here. This round is going to be a wash from EG. It'll put fnatic up 4-2 in this second half and give fnatic 8. But EG already have 13.
Like I said, though, still no reason for EG to panic. They're in the best position here. The pressure's all on fnatic at this point in the half. So EG needs to make sure they get their money up. They go back to their strats, which I know they have a ton of. So I still feel like EG's in control of this match, and the confidence is squarely on their side right now with the shots they're hitting and the way they're playing.
Here we go with EG pushing. Gantry area, good for nothing. Well, go through woods. Storm's taking some damage. And there's Forest picking himself up 1 more frag as Lurpus goes down. Return from Fraud. DSN gets himself 1 back. Now dropping down to the bottom side is Khan. Where are EG? They are still up top with Fraud at least. Bomb, though, has gone down with Storm. So Fraud is going to be crucial here if he can flank and take them as they try to make their way down to the site. Gets himself the first frag. Let's go back down to that bomb site, and Storm's decided to go elsewhere. Fraud has been downed, and nothing is going to lead the charge back round to the tin can and in towards that top site. Waiting for them. Khan down below. Gux is the man looking into the tin can. And nothing has walked through there, saw the fire, didn't take any damage. And now we'll wait for the re-entry from that side point. fires the frag onto Gux. Good work. Khan now has to do it alone. 61 points of health. And really, Fnatic's hopes in this game resting entirely on the leader's shoulders. Bomb ticks away. Khan will make his way back towards that site, goes for the defuse. Man just pops his head up like a whack-a-mole through the vents, gets fragged by nothing, and that'll be it. EG have themselves another round on the board, and they continue to claw their way to victory. They're doing it the hard way, but they're doing it a beautiful way.
Yeah, a couple of missed shots there by Fnatic outside at Fraud. They seemed to almost forget he was out there as he flanked a few in the back, so great play once again from EG, and they're really kind of pushing their way over the hill, I think. This looks really strong for the Americans.
Now 2 frags away from, sorry, 2 rounds away from victory, but DSN's AWP drops Storm. Lurpus has got 2. Sorry, it's got 1. I'm just seeing things that aren't here. As Fraud picks himself up the frag on the Forest. I saw that. Gux gets himself in on the action with 2 frags. Good for nothing and nothing. Both go down. Fraud, though, is unrelenting. Get right is that last line of defense for Fnatic, and wins the round. Fnatic have themselves now 9 rounds to EG's 14. And
what a match. What a match. It's tough to even talk about at this point. It's back and forth, 1 round here, 1 round there.
But EG can afford that, and Fnatic can't.
Exactly, yeah, EG's forced to save here, but it's not that big of a deal, once again, because they had that really strong first half.
5-round cushion between the teams at the moment. There goes Gux, picking himself up frag onto Good for Nothing. And a second one. Fraud gets a return frag, and Lurpus has got the one idea and one idea only to put that bomb down, and he couldn't do that. But 6-3 in this second half. The round cushion comes down.
Yeah, good try by EG there. Tried to sneak the bomb down the vents off a flash execution from the squeaky door. Not too bad played. Too badly played, excuse me. So now we've got EG. Good spawns here. 2 mountain spawns, which is very important on Nuke. I would expect some sort of a rush. It's like an outer in their split, potentially.
Nothing leads the way. Here's the footsteps of someone as he makes his way in towards that site. Has been frowned by Khan. Good frag. Khan now drops down looking for someone coming into the squeaky door. And doesn't. It's Gux that steals the frag off his toes. But Fnatic have racked up 4. And there's just 1 man left standing. And he's gone. And that is a powerful round from Fnatic.
I believe that was their cheese strat. Might have been Speedy. I was watching them play yesterday. A ton of quick strats on this map. Really well organized and coordinated. Bit unlucky there that the 1 guy in upper bomb site wasn't too blind above the hut. But once again, still okay position for EG. It's getting a bit tighter now, so pressure's going to go back to their side as well, I would think.
EG need 2 from 5. Khan opens up the fragging onto Good for Nothing. Nothing gets one back with a headshot, and surely Storm's going to finish this one off. No, couldn't. And now EG need 2 from 4.
It's getting tight here. EG is in kind of nice position that when they're saving, they have the bad spawns, and when they're buying, they have these 2 aggressive spawns, which always helps if you have a lot of rush strats, which Nuke is usually quite a bit of rushing for the most part on the T side.
On board with Storm as he leads the charge for EG. Nade in towards the ramp area. And will now get in the way of his teammate as the nade comes through. Nade out again. And they pick up the opening frag, but Khan quickly levels things back up at 4v4. And now we're at 3v3. DSN gives Fnatic a man advantage here with that AWP shot from the top. And Storm almost had it. Lurpus did in the end with Forest going down. Lurpus now makes his way into the site. Storm drops Get Right, and this could be for EG's chance to go to match point. Here we go. Lurpus does it, and EG are on match point. Their first major championship since coming to EG is just within their grasp. Can they get over the line?
Huge round right there. Actually down in a 2v3. They stayed patient. They waited for Forest to flank, picked him off, and yeah, match point. See what they can do.
Here we go. EG make their way forward. It is 15 rounds to for nothing pushes forward. Storm inches his way in. Fraud collects himself the frag onto Forest. And now it is another frag from Lupus, and EG are home again here. DSN downed after dropping good for nothing. The Fnatic are running out of men, but Get Right is 2 men in 1. Claims himself another frag. Gux has got one back, and suddenly EG find themselves in trouble. It's nothing left alone. 1 on 2 against Gux and Get Right. And EG have done nothing easily. They've had to work hard for this championship.
Pretty sneaky play from Jordan here. Breaks the vents, doesn't go down initially. If any of the Fnatic players checked the lower, they would not see him there. And now he's going to come down again to hopefully be able to get the bomb planted. I would assume both Fnatic members here kind of just patrolling, trying to make sure nothing happens. Can't really do anything about the plant lower. So good play by Jordan.
Bomb planted.
A chance to get in the door and play a 2v1 for the tournament. See what he can do here.
No pressure. Here we go. Get Right makes his way forward, as does Gux. Nothing waits. Up the top, breaks the glass. There's one man there, and he doesn't get past him. And that will be round number 12 for Fnatic. Sorry, round number 13 for Fnatic.
I really thought Jordan had that. He peeked out, had Get Right in his sights. 9 times out of 10, Jordan collects that headshot there.
Problem is, it's Get Right on the other end.
There you go. The quick dink really gave nothing, not too much of a chance. Really gave nothing no chance. Bit of a mouthful with his
Nothing of a chance.
Nothing of a chance. There we go.
Boom, boom.
So 1 more buy. We're gonna have 2 more gun rounds to finish out the half at least, if not more in overtime, depending on how these go.
There we go. Bomb with Storm up at the squeaky door. 3 EG players around the outside. Get Right is there for him. Has been flashed, but there are EG players coming his way any second now. As Khan opens up the fragging onto Storm, the bomb carrier. Get Right charges around the back and gets himself the frag. Nothing does come in with 1, but he's gone, and it's not going to happen for EG this round. We are at 15-14. The game is poised on a knife edge.
Yeah, you got to imagine EG doesn't have too much in the way of money to buy here. But it's one of those things where, you know, I'm sure they have a strat for these low money situations. Pretty excited to see what they run here. A lot of pressure on them, but at the same time, they've got to just be feeling so confident with how they've played so far.
Here we go. It's Deagle round for EG. At least for Storm. Smoke comes into the tin can, as does a nade or two, and DSN pops his head around the back, and cool under fire is something you can certainly say of Fnatic. A match-saving round is a charge from Fnatic, and EG have got to be kicking themselves. They had the match points, they had the opportunities to pick up that match, and now they'll have to wait a little longer. They'll have to go to overtime. And we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you overtime of EG versus Fnatic.
Jordan for Forest. Good start to this overtime for Fnatic.
The Fnatic guys chatting in the overtime. No stress whatsoever. They were laughing. They were enjoying themselves, full of spirit. Did you happen to catch EG during their OT?
Yeah, they didn't even leave stage. They didn't seem that upset about the tournament events. I think they're still confident, even though they did have a tough little situation here. Nice frag by Forest and another hurt. Damage thrown out.
Here we go. EG start to land another frag from Fraud. Khan's on top of that bomb site though, and collects the bomb and runs down below. It is Storm versus Get Right and Khan. Storm, I think he had Fraud. No, he doesn't. He's on his own. 1 versus 2. This round should be a Fnatic round. Unless Storm, who you've got to say has had a blinder of a tournament, can pull something magic out of the bag. Smoke is up, and a flash is in. Storm now begins to make his way down to that site and is being fired upon as he makes his way up that stairwell. Someone's surely going to fire him from behind. No, where's that last man? It was Get Right who's going to come in now. Will nade onto that bomb. Storm has to defuse, and Get Right has to kill. It had to be.
Yeah, not too terribly played by anybody there. Really tough situation for Storm. 1 flanking, 1 holding the bomb. Really no chance. Did all he could there to get the first frag and try to get the defuse. Good round all around, I would say there. Nothing too bad from anybody. No sloppy play. Just happened to go Fnatic's way there.
Everyone's having a good time. Thanks for taking
They're having
part.
a blast out there. They're dancing.
What happened to you during that halftime? Here we go. Fnatic and EG exchange the opening frags, and Lurpus follows up with 2 more. And EG are surely going to take this round now. There's just Get Right left outside with the AK. Going to come on inside. Dispatches the Fraud delightfully, but then can't get past Get for Nothing. Good for Nothing. And that'll be round EG. EG need this next one though.
Yeah, it seems like Fnatic's running out a little bit sloppy. I believe we are playing overtime situation, 10K, 3 rounds, so no money problems right now for anybody. Actually see an auto sniper. I believe I just saw an auto sniper. I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking for a second while I relieve my shock.
Who was it that had the auto sniper? There we go. DSM.
Situation. It is probably the best gun in the game to spam with. Extremely powerful. Obviously rapid rate of fire, but I'm shocked.
Lurpus finds himself the first frag. How often do you see a pro-level auto sniper?
I would say you only see it when somebody's trying to be insulting to the other team, but in this situation there's no disrespect. It's simply DSN wanting to use it as both like a mix between an AK and an op, and no luck yet, but I would expect to see at least 1 frag from him.
We're going to keep going with DSN and his auto sniper.
It's obviously also not very common that you see leader take out leader for the first frag. Lurpus taking out Karn. That's kind of surprising that both are in a situation to get frags or die there.
Here we go. Auto sniper power from DSN. It's Forrest who got himself the frag on a Good for Nothing. Lurpus and Fraud, though, have equaled it out with 2 frags of their own. Gux gets one back before Fraud chimes in, and that leaves Get Right in that site on his own versus Fraud and Storm.
Get Right had the perfect advantage there versus Storm, but just wasn't able to connect, I guess.
So 2-1 the score at halftime. Neither side are going to be too upset by that.
Yeah, it's about what you expect from most OTs on this map with full guns in play. We come back by EG after losing that first round. I would say the pressure is kind of evenly spaced out between both teams. It's going to be up to Fnatic to basically hold serve here and win the CT half.
Well, if they win it 3-0, they win the game. They win the match. EG need 2 for glory.
Yeah, they didn't get the good spawns they were looking for. More than likely going to have 2 bad spawns out of 3 rounds here. But nothing too terrible. They have a really good upper execution that I think we'll see. They worked 3 or 4 times in the first half, very similar to what my team runs. And for the most part, you blind everything, you run out and shoot them. So that could be the game plan here.
Here we go. Storm can't quite find that opening frag and has to retreat out. So that's good. Good start, not too terrible. Fire in towards that radio room. Lurpus has lost a measly 1 point of health, and drops down, loses another. So he fires in towards that top bomb site, and then gets Karn in his face. And EG lose the first man. Fnatic in control of their own destiny now. Get Right's going to push around the back. Lost a lot of health as DSN gets himself the frag onto Good for Nothing, and the action kicks off in earnest inside. DSN down to 1 point of health. So EG, though, have done some damage. Can't quite claim a frag yet. And this round isn't going to be theirs. So Nothing picks himself up one onto DSN. EG don't want to give this one up without a fight. But you've got to feel that they're in real trouble here as Get Right walks in towards that bomb site. And Nothing will put the bomb down as the 2 EG players look to survive this afterplant. Get Right's down, and suddenly it's a 2 versus 3 and a 2-on-2, and suddenly EG are in the driving seat here. What can the Fnatic players do? Gux is going to come in from around the side, I think, of Nothing as he dances in. Nothing drops him, and it's all on Forrest and his 100 points of health. Can they do it? 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Now just the one of them. It's Nothing versus Forrest for the round, and Forrest will get the defuse. Where was Nothing? Oh, there he was. A little late and now dead. Fnatic pick himself up a round that they should have lost in the end.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest rounds I've ever seen out of Forrest. 2v1 in opposite doors. even though both EG players were on 10 and 1 HP respectively, that's such a tough situation to win there. He played it beautifully, faking the fuse really well on the first guy to keep him peeking, and then just outthinking Jordan there. Really tough situation for nothing. Didn't have much of a chance either way. Basically a guessing game, 50-50, and unfortunately Jeremy picked one that time.
So 1-0 Fnatic. EG would need to win the remaining 2 to take the title, but I think they'll be kicking themselves. They feel they should be on match point again. They feel that they should be comfortable. Now the stress is back on them.
This map is a lot about the initial spam battle, and right now EG is losing that to Fnatic.
Lovely work from Storm as he pushes in. Gux is down and Storm looks for the second frag and gets it. Awesome work as Get Right lands the frag back onto Frod. Nothing though has got himself EG's 3rd frag. Good for Nothing has got the 4th, and they found the 5th for courtesy of Storm's hat trick. And now that is match point EG in the last round of the first overtime. Back spawn. But EG, if only Nothing had landed that one, would have won it by now. But you can't really talk like that.
I'm speechless basically with this match. It's back and forth and back again. You never know who's going to win. Both teams appear to be very evenly matched, which is saying a lot about the shape that EG's in right now.
And with WCG upcoming on home soil, always home advantage plays in these things.
Yep, we'll be playing against EG next weekend at the US qualifier.
So if you want to get your Irakanji autograph, show up in LA somewhere.
Well, I was going to say it's a bit worrisome for us, seeing how they're playing right now. Very strong play all around from every one of their players.
Can you compete with this?
I hope so. They just seem to be getting picks anywhere that they go, picking off players left and right on both sides of the map.
2 frags for Fnatic, 1 to EG. Storm down, courtesy of Khan's HG. Gux has got himself the next one, and Fnatic have got just 2 more to find to take us to a second overtime here. Told the Tyloo 3rd, 4th match against Lions went to several overtimes last night in every map. And went till 3 or 4 in the morning. We didn't cast that because Irakanji just didn't want to stay that long. Here we go. Frag from Forest will finish off overtime numero uno, and we will move into the second overtime. We're going to take a momentary break. We'll be back here on Quad V. Overtime 2 of the grand final of MSI Beat It looms as we go into it. You're on Quad V, and yes, that's the worst intro to a match you've ever seen.
Y'all still love you.
Irakanji, why don't you take us away?
And we're back here at the EG MSI 2010 event live from Beijing. That's all I got. EG will be starting on the T side this time, switching it up from last overtime. So once again, that 2-1 scoreline, that's pretty much the average. EG will be looking to flip that around into their favor on this tough side of the
I'm still shocked from that.
It was good, right?
It was.
Thank you.
You've done that before. Can you give us a, this is sensational?
I cannot.
Here we go.
Really surprised GFN has a deagle. I'm not sure what the reasoning for that is, but okay.
Get Right claims himself a frag onto Frog. Lurking around the outside, and you look perplexed.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about the deal. Did he buy it? Is he half saved? I'm a little bit confused. We'll see how it goes, though.
Nothing keeps firing in towards that ramp area. Flash is exchanged, and he will wait patiently. Good for Nothing gets himself the frag onto DSN. Now Nothing runs into the site, finds himself the frag onto Forest on the ramp, but Khan does return the favor, but the damage has been done. Get Right gets himself one onto Lurpus. Khan drops downstairs before Good for Nothing claims his life, and now it is Get Right to save Fnatic as he makes his way through. He shoots down towards that site, but Storm's waiting for him, and Fnatic have the round. Good play.
Yeah, great play from EG there. really not much you can do when a couple of EG players took over a ramp like that. I feel like the ramp players on Fnatic got a little bit aggressive there, kind of peeked out when EG wasn't blind and hit when they were blind. So tough timing, but a great start from EG leading into this second overtime.
Lovely smoke there. Walks into a flash. Hold back. Spam fire comes back through. Look, it's down to just 50 points of health now as Nothing finds himself the frag to get right, and Forest will come back. It's going to be EG and Man to the good already. And they'll be looking at this form on there and thinking, this is their opportunity here. Really their opportunity here. Storm gets himself the frag onto Calm. We're at 5 on 3. And DSN collects. Good for nothing will push forward. Nothing gets himself the next frag. DSN has got one but pays the price for it. And now we are left with Forest. Does have full HP and none of the EG players do, but he's got 4 of them and a bomb to work with as he spies himself the first frag. It's Lurpus that goes down. Awesome shot. Costs him 12 points of health though. Now on top of that, Sight fires in towards the Tim Can as the bomb ticks louder and louder as he makes his way into the ground level of that site, but can't get to it, and Fraud will finish off the round. And EG are looking good now. Yeah, great start to this second overtime. Obviously, you normally only win 1 round on T side. They already got 2. They're going for the sweep of the side. So Fnatic's in a really tough situation here. They're going to have to win this round to even give themselves a chance, in my opinion. EGCT side is too strong coming up in the next half. Fraud makes his way. EG are driving their way to victory, kept their confidence, kept their heads. There was a time when that wouldn't have happened for this EG side. They're a man to the good now. Surely they couldn't give themselves 3 match points for the second half. That would just be too good to turn down. Here we go. Lurpus makes his way forward. Gux is going to push in. Good frag from Lurpus there, and Gux gets him over 1 frag, but it may not be enough because EG have got 3 this round. There's only 2 Fnatic players left standing, and they're both up on this balcony. Forest has only got half health. The bomb's been planted, and now they push out. 2 frags return from Fnatic, and EG suddenly find themselves under the cosh. It's Lurpus and his 16 points of health and nothing in his 12 to try and save them. But Fnatic have both got about 40, 50 health on the 2 men that are left standing. Get right, smells one of them as he makes his way over towards his bomb now. Goes for the fake, loses a little bit of health as he does. Forest drops nothing, and now it's all on Lurpus. Can he do it? No, he can't. And Forest will play the support role brilliantly there for Get Right, and we'll go into half-time at 2 rounds to 1 in favor of EG. They picked up the 2 rounds on the harder side, though, so they really do have the favorites tag slapped on their backs. Yeah, really impressive play from Forest there. A tough situation to be in, a 2v2. Bombs already planted. EG was low, but they had a few nades left, and really well played all around on that 2v2. Fnatic, Forest and Get Right. Great teamwork to win that. But like you said, it's all stacked against Fnatic right now. They're going to have to come up big on their side. They do have the good spawns, fortunately for them, so we'll have to see where that leads them. So this is this round counts double. Fiji pick it up and have got 2 match points. All mother of pressure will be on them, on Fnatic. It's a good start. Lurpus drops Forest. Now it's going to be Storm with someone walking right in his face. That's Gux, who will take that frag. Lurpus may be called into action here as he will cover the back. EG drop down to that lower site where nothing thinks there's going to be action. Khan is there. Going to put that bomb down any second now. Back on board with nothing as he is fragged by Get Right in the head. And Fraud will push along. Fnatic have control of the vents now, courtesy of Get Right's position as well. And this could be a really dangerous position. As Fraud gets himself 1 back. Drops Khan. See if we can find Fraud. He and Lurpus are going for broke here. The bomb continues to tick, and I don't think they're going to be able to get this. And they're not. And EG can't pick that one up. We're at 2-2 here. And the match continues to go tit for tat.
Yeah, it's pretty insane right now. The saving grace for EG is they only need one of these last 2 rounds to at least force an overtime. As of right now, they have almost are the only team that can win this, assuming they're on the easy side. But you never know. fnatic could 3-0 this. So we'll have to look to see exactly how this outer split's going to work. I'm not sure if it's a rush or a slow strat.
There you go, good for nothing. Fraud gets himself one back. DSN is down, but Fraud paid the price for that. Lurpus will lurk. Nothing claims the life of Get Right and EG. You're a man up. Forest
didn't see despawn.
took a little break. Maybe had to relieve himself. Reasoning behind this?
Well, he wanted to check above rafters to see if anybody was there. And also if any of the CTs got aggressive outside, they definitely wouldn't think exactly like that he would be coming from CT spawn. He's evened it up here in a 3v3. I would say the edge is toward fnatic right now. They're surrounding the EG players, making it a bit tough to know exactly where they're coming from.
Here we go, shots coming, Gux gets it, and you were spot on. And we talked so much about EG needed just one to take match point, and now we're in this position where fnatic do close this out. They're on match point for the first time.
Very sneaky play here from fnatic. They sold that they were going lower, had Edda's GFN rotating down toward the lower bomb site, and actually went up and just traded the frag against nothing. Great play from them. Now this 1v2 should be pretty easy to close out against GFN with low HP coming from the hut.
And they know exactly where he's going as well. He was hardly subtle. And now it's match point fnatic, map point fnatic, and this is the first time EG have really been under the cosh. First time they'll feel the pressure.
Yeah, they've been the ones with the match points. Especially like tennis, you know, if you keep winning deuce to get your ad, you never really feel that pressure to lose the match. But this is what EG's feeling now.
He could be like Andy Murray and never get that far.
He's not that bad.
He's terrible and he deserves to be shot. Anyway,
a lucky frag there from Forrest, spamming through Tango. Good opening omen for EG, or excuse me, for fnatic.
fnatic have themselves 2 men to the good. Jordan's going to have to come up with something special here as he makes his way in. He's dead, and this is fnatic's map surely now. Storm and Fraud are the ones left standing. Get Right is out for the count, and we see the bomb going down. Fraud doesn't like his starting position there because fnatic kept pushing him back. Bomb planted, and Gux with the frag. From the outside, Storm does get one back, but he's going to have to come a long, long way with 28 points of health, and that nade didn't help him, and he's not going to do it, and we are good gaming. We are going to a 3rd map. EG have not been able to close the door on their Swedish opponents, and it's now wide open. 1-1, map 3. We'll be right back.